So we've been working with the different energies and qualities of the face and cranium, and also today we're working with the cerebrum, cerebellum, and the arms and legs. And it's always a little bit difficult for me to know how people are going to experience the meditation. Sometimes I think, oh, it's going to be really easy for people, and it's not. It's difficult. And other times I think, well, this may be hard, and everyone just whizzes away with it, and it's great. So that is a learning experience for me, kind of translating this information so that other people can use it as well. And up till now we've been combining, so we're working with the green energies in the occiput, combining it with the green energies in the jaw, and then becoming aware of the red energies in the cranium, the red energies in the face, and so forth with all of the energies of the cranium and energies of the face. And for me, they are kind of one. You know, I've spent years working with them, also years kind of figuring them out, kind of, well, what is this bone? What is the energy of this? So looking into them and experiencing them in some depth. So for me, that transition from the energies of the cranium to the energies of the face is kind of all the wires in place and open and working. But I think what majorly may have been happening with people in that when we're swapping from the energies or going from the energies of the cranium to the energies of the face, that each time I'm asking people to do that, they're working from the energy of the cranium and combining it with the energy of the face. And they're also combining the nervous system of the cranium, or the sensory nerves of the cranium, which is one type of nerve which comes from the spine, to the sensory nerves of the face, which are cranial nerves and different, and comes from the brainstem. So I'm asking people to combine two different nervous systems and two different sets of energies. And I think that is why people are finding it quite difficult, and that I'm asking people to do a lot without realizing that I'm asking that. And that has a big effect through the whole torso and through the abdomen, because you've got all of the all of the organs fed by the vagus nerve, which is a cranial nerve. It comes from the pons and is with the other cranial nerves that feed the face. And then we're also combining that together with the spinal nerves coming out of the nerves. So it's joining those two nervous systems together through the whole gut and through all of the organs, which is a highly beneficial thing to do, to communicate between those two different nerves. But it's bringing a shed load of stuff to the surface in doing it. So I'm going to go about it in a different way. We are first of all going to go through the different areas of the face and experience that. So we're just in one energy mode and one area of the nervous system. Then we're going to switch energies and move to the energies of the cranium and go through the different areas of the cranium. And not only will people just be staying in one energy system, it will be less complicated because they're not feeling it in the cranium and then feeling it in the face. And also on an anatomy level, I am totally aware of all of the different bits in myself, because I've just been, but then in explaining it to people, I'm kind of we're doing a meditation and I'm kind of having to describe where it is for people, so it makes it doubly complicated, where I think it doesn't need to be. So just to explain why I'm changing it today. And so I'm going to make it easier in one way, but looking into this, I have to make it more complicated in another way. To actually have it be efficient, I have to make it more complicated in that. And in doing that, this is kind of the spiritual aspect of it. You know, how do we, when we're in holographic breathing, you know, in a lot of things you visualize something. In holographic breathing, that's not what we're doing. We're not visualizing things. We're using our awareness to feel things, or we're viewing things that are actually there, or we are actually going to that place. One thing that is available in holographic breathing that was really just natural for me, but was marked at the beginning when I was doing holographic breathing, became aware of, say, my stomach. I would actually go there. I would go to my stomach. My spirit would move to my stomach. So when I became aware of my stomach, I wasn't visualizing my stomach. I was being aware of it. I was seeing it, feeling it, but also there was another aspect. I was traveling there. My spirit was embodying that place. So that is a different aspect, and that is what we are honing a lot of the time in holographic breathing, and that is a spiritual endeavor. Because if you are viewing something, not only viewing something, you're also becoming aware of the viewer. If you are traveling somewhere in your body and feeling something, you are becoming aware of the viewer, of the perceiver. And that is a bit the same as asking the question on an intellectual level, who am I? This is asking that question on an experience level. What am I and what am I feeling? So why this is important is when we're viewing the face per se, we are used to perceiving the face. I'm showing it to you on the outside and you're perceiving it on the outside. So when you're viewing that in yourself, to actually view it, you may be coming to the side of yourself and feeling one side. Many people, when they're doing a holographic breathing, they can feel one side of the jaw, but they're not feeling the other side. And that's because maybe they're viewing from the outside here. So in this webinar, we're going to become more aware of the positioning of the viewer. Where are we viewing from? And for us to know where we are viewing from, we are becoming aware of the viewer. And the viewer isn't the intellect. The viewer isn't our emotions. It isn't our body. So it instantly, just in that dynamic, takes you out of your normal paradigm. And we're going to view from the inside, but also include the outside. So normally I will show you from the outside, but we're also going to look from the inside, and with the face, come on, come out. Let's take that off. So we're just going to do the energies of the face in the first circuit. So I describe it in that way normally, but we're going to look from this way as if we are viewing from inside the back of our head. We're sitting back into the back of the head. So we can go there, we can become aware of it and be in the bones there and experience it that way. And we can sit back into the back of our head. We are viewing straight through the sphenoid, but then we can view the interior of the face. So we're going to look at the energies as from viewing inside. So we're not actually coming outside of our body to the side to view it. So at the back of the jaw, on the outside, on the inside, we have the more grounded energies on both sides. And notice if you view from here, you can take into account both sides of the jaw. If you view from here, you can only really properly take in one side. So it is important to be able to perceive where you are. And as soon as you do that, you are not all the other things that you normally perceive yourself to be. And then you've got and the top of the jaw, where it's joining the cranium here, is more the higher energies in the jaw. And can you see it there where it goes up inside from the outside? You can see the jaw going up behind the zygomatic arch. From the inside, can you see it coming up here? And see it's coming right up to the level. There's a gap here. It's coming right up to the level of the eyes. So that is the higher energies for the jaw. This is the higher energies for the jaw. And this is the lower earth energies. So in the jaw, there's a direct connection between the lower energies and the higher energies. Then we move into the fire circuit. I'm having to do this backwards. From the back of the jaw here we have the fire circuit. Then I'll show you in the front as well. It rises up to the front of the upper jaw, which is kind of right at the front. Then the middle of the roof of the mouth. Then the nasal conchas inside the nose there. See those? They seal off, or they don't completely seal off. They're on either side of the maxillary sinuses. And then it rises up, making the internal face of the eyes, which is the higher energies for the fire circuit. These are the heart energies for the fire circuit. These are the grounded earth energies for the fire circuit. So there we have the fire circuit. From the fire circuit we move into the blue energy, the yellow energies, and I will show this from the front because it's not easy. Well, you may be able to see it right in the middle. From the back you have the nose, the arch of the nose there. From the front there it is, the yellow energies of the nose, and this is joining in to the higher energies for the yellow energies, more heart energies, and where it's connecting to the tongue, which is the yellow energies. You have the tongue here, which is yellow energies. It connects to the nose and the yellow energies in the nose through this bit here. And then at the back we have the palatine bones on the roof of the mouth. This is more the lower energies for the yellow energies. Then as it comes up next to the maxillary sinuses, it's more the middle energies, and where it connects into the eyes, that's the higher energies for it. So all of these colours and all of these circuits in the face have a hara, have a heart, have an intellect, and the combination of all three of those open up through into transcendence, into the higher self. So then that's the yellow energies. Then from the yellow energies we move into the maxillary sinuses. Now you can't really see these very well from the front. You see, oh, it's in here. And you can't really see it very well from the nasal passageways because you nasal consciousness. But notice the size of these. You can really get an idea of the size of the maxillary sinuses, which are the lungs for the face. You can get a much better view of those actually from the back as the two lungs. And there's a lower part to them, the inside of the upper jaw on both sides, the outside of the upper jaw on both sides. Then you have the whole interior, which is more the emotional side. Then you have them making the underside of the eyes, which connects them to the higher energies for that circuit. Then the zygomatic arch, the blue energies, they travel from inside the lower nose there around the zygomatic. And again, when you look at them, do it from the side. Mainly people can just do one side or the other. But when you become aware of them from the back, you get a horseshoe. You're between them. So you get a horseshoe going right around this, and you can view and be with the whole of that. So that's the blue energies. They connect and make the inside face of the eyes, which is the higher energies for that circuit. The very front is the lower energies, and if you move out each way, so penis, vagina in the middle, then you come out to the bladder, you come out to the kidneys, and then where it connects into the eyes and where the zygomatic arch goes a bit further back, that is the higher connection. So the jaw has a higher connection. They all have a higher connection into the eyes, all of those circuits. So I was going to try and be less complicated, but as always, when it's held internally, I just think, well, yeah, that's all there, but actually explaining it, there's loads of it. So I've described that. When we go through that, you don't have to go through it in the detail that I've described it. And in the perceiving of it, if I'm asking you to do something or be in a place, it's not a command. I may be saying it as a command, but you may be drawn to it in a different way, or have a different colour, or have a different experience. Be with your own experience. I'm not trying to hold you in a particular way. I'm just bringing your awareness to a particular area, how I experience it and how many people experience it. But you may have a completely different way of perceiving things and going about things that I do. So be in your own way of doing it is perfect for you. So that is the face. The cranium is a bit simpler. How to do this? So we'll just, the occiput at the back here, I'm going to take it apart. Now I haven't coloured the inside yet, so I'm going to put it together bit by bit. The occiput at the back, deep dark energies, and as with the face, where it comes up into the TMJs in the cranium, you've got it connecting to the higher energies at the top of the occiput. Now this is still the occiput here, the join with the sphenoid is here, but this last part is the red energies. This is more to do with the lower red energy that comes up. The legs that drop down here, this is the ovaries testes. The spine that comes down, the voma inside the nose, it starts as the uterus and prostate at the bottom and then comes up as the heart and connects to the heart, the sphenoid. And where it's connecting into the eyes, higher energies for the red energies for the cranium. So you may be sitting round here somewhere as the viewer, and you can be pulled forwards into the bones and be part of the bones and experience them. So we're not just becoming aware of things, we're actually becoming aware of the viewer as well. Then the yellow energies, not exactly, I think it's about there, I think, sits on the front of the sphenoid there. This is coming down inside the eyes, so that is about there. I can't put it in yet because you need some other bones. Then, and looking from the inside, that's where, when you're looking at the sphenoid, that's what you'll be looking at. So, in the same way that a cranial sacral therapist would learn about these bones and maybe the energies of the cranial sacral fluid and be able to feel those in another person, they're also feeling them in themselves. We're doing the same thing. We're becoming aware of our bones in ourselves. We're becoming aware of how we perceive them and the viewer, and we're using the breath in holographic breathing to balance and heal those bones. So from the back, where we're sitting in here, inside the occiput, then out to the side, you have the two wings of the temporal bones. Then right in front of you, you have the sphenoid. Unfortunately, I haven't coloured them yet. Then, as I said, the yellow is round here somewhere. Then oh yeah, let's put the yellow in there. Okay. Then we have the frontal bones, so you can view from the outside if you want. The view from the back, if you're inside, there you actually, the only bit that's coloured is the top of the sphenoid there, and you're viewing the inside of the frontal bone. You can also come into the frontal bone and just be aware of the whole bone inside and outside. But in a way you can go through from the inside, but whichever way round you want to do it, you know, you can just view it from the outside if you want, but also there's the invitation to feel it from the inside and let it expand out into the outside. I'm just hoping this is going to be a bit easier for you. Now, on the underside, here you have underneath where the temporal bones go into the cranial base, that's more the lower energies for the white energies, the lung energies. Then the actual upper temporal bones, that's more the heart energies and middle bones, and where it comes up into the parietal bones, that's the higher energies for that. Whoopsie-daisy. When it comes into the frontal bone, got the vagina and penis in the middle, the more earth energies, the bladder, more heart coming out to the side, the kidneys, which are higher but more like the lungs, and then the adrenals, which are the higher energies for the blue energies. These also connect into the eyes here. And the top of the eyes, when we, I didn't say it in the last one, from the face, the high energies for the face are the eyes, and the top of the jaw there, where the head of where the jaw comes into the cranium, those two kind of holes of the eyes and the holes of there, the higher energies for the eyes, and the eyes are the higher energies for the face, and the eyes are actually part of that, and all of the colors come together to make violet. And in the head, the top of the head, higher energies, the back part here where it's dropping into the occiput is the cerebellum. So for something that I thought was going to be not complicated, that's quite complicated. So you're not expected to get that in the detail that I've shown it. You would have perceived it internally just by me showing it as this. Let me put the face on. So this isn't going to go on very good, but there we have them both together. So we'll go through both, and then at the end we will just perceive it, rather than, because I don't think it will happen so strongly if we just become aware of the face and the cranium together. I don't think it has that intense experience of burning through the different nerves as those two different nervous systems come together. And when they come together, generally it will earth and connect up into the higher self, but gives a whole feel. So as I say, take it simply, become aware of it in whatever way is easiest for yourself, and whatever you are perceiving is fine. I am not the end and be all of it. Your experience is the important part. Just an energy comes through when I start the meditations, and it highlights those areas in myself, and I describe that. I'm also aware of the energies of the group at the same time, but I'm fully aware that everybody will be experiencing it in their own way, and that is completely honoured.